Let me ask you a question. You ever play a game of Monopoly? And you know how in the beginning of the game, before the game starts, you have to decide if you want to be the wheelbarrow, the thimble, the dog, the iron, the hat, whatever, right? Let me ask you something. If you don't pick a piece, do you get to play? If you don't pick one of those pieces, do you get to play? No. You can't participate without a game piece. Well, that's what the ego is. The ego is your game piece. When you come to this realm, when you incarnate here, you have chosen to take a game piece. That is your character. That is your vessel to, carry into the world. Because here's the deal. A lot of spiritual, people in the spiritual community say, kill the ego, kill the ego, kill the ego. You can't kill the ego. If you kill the ego, you're no longer here. Then you literally kill. So you need a game piece. You need a game piece. Or to make, for a more modern example, right? You play video games. You play Super Mario. Are you going to play Super Mario without being Mario, Luigi, the princess, whatever? The mushroom, I forget his name. Right? You can. You need a character to play these games. So, yeah, that's what ego is. The thing is to control your ego, to keep it, not subdue it or to keep it, locked up. You need it. Because here's the thing. We come to earth to create things. That desire, even though the desire is coming from the highest source most of the time. The desires that cause harm and, that are negative, and that's coming from the ego. That's coming from the lack of the disconnection that we think we have. When we come here, we forget that we are really connected to the source, right? So those kind of desires that do harm, desires that, are just destructive, that's not coming from the highest source. That's coming from the uncontrolled ego, right? The insecure ego, the fearful ego, right? When it's not behaving itself. It's kind of like I'm in a car right now, right? I'm driving the car. Well, not right now, but if I drive the car, my ego's got to be in the back seat. My ego can't be in the passenger seat. It's got to be in the back. Because it's here. It's along for the ride, but it's not going to take over. Now, the backseat driver in the back, the ego, when the ego gets, a little wacky, yeah, that happens. And sometimes we listen, sometimes we don't. But we should listen to it as little as possible. Because when the ego's sitting in the backseat of your car, I'm giving you a lot of metaphors here. When the ego in the backseat of your car becomes a backseat driver, very rarely should you be listening to it or doing what it's so. Because if you do what it's telling you to do, then it's gonna throw you off. It's gonna mess you up on your trip. So, again, it's there for a reason. It needs to be there to participate in this life, but keep it controlled in a loving way. Don't, I'm not saying you have to put duct tape on the mouth and strap it down. No, it needs to be here. That is your game piece. Getting back to the Monopoly thing. That is your Mario. That is your Luigi, right? You need those character pieces. Super Mario Kart, same thing. You need those characters to participate, right? So whenever you hear kill the ego, you can't kill the ego because then you're not going to be able to play, right? And like I said, the ego does serve a purpose. It kind of it physically carries out desires that are coming from the higher self to create things. We did come here to create, So, again, honor your game piece. Don't try to kill the game piece. But keep in mind what it actually is. It's not really you, right? When you play a video game, you got to go to the bathroom. You press pause. You go to the bathroom. You come back. You resume back as the character. but that character is not really you. The character didn't have to go to the bathroom. You did. Right? So again, honor your ego to the point where you understand that you need it to incarnate in this 3D realm. It is your game piece. Or for the computer games, that your Mario, your Luigi, your Mario Kart, whatever it is, you need those characters to play. But just like you know that those characters aren't truly you, they're just you in the game, same thing here. Same thing here, right? So, you know, when it comes to your body, treat it with love, treat it with respect, take care of it, keep it healthy, but keep in mind that you're not just that. You are everything that's surrounding it as well. All right, hope that made sense. Play on.